know my name. Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of pain. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big pain, lot of slime. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me, yeah. Big pain, big pain, big pain.
Welcome to episode 253 of Fourth and Jawn. I'm Gail Saunders here with Evan Hollywood Hearn and Mr. Prime in the building. Today we are talking the Philadelphia Eagles making the playoffs, perhaps. We're talking about the big win over Washington. Obviously, we're all excited. You know, everybody is in their feels, good feels. Some people in the fan base are going back to their old takes and revisiting what you posted. Believe me, you don't have to come out on the timeline and say sorry. We saw the crappy takes. We saw all of that. But the focus should be on this football team, most importantly, a football team that came together when they needed each other most. Sirianni talked about a calmness on the sidelines between the leaders. A lot of these leaders on the sidelines coming together, even though when it started off a little rocky, the players on the field knew they could get it together. I know they talked about some of the speeches that some of the players had in at halftime, and they came out and they settled into their own. And that's the thing about this Eagles football team. They have settled into their own during the last half of the season. Talking about a team that's started 2-5. You know, they've rattled off 7 wins in the last 9 weeks. I mean, we had a bye in there, but 7 wins in the last 2 weeks. That's phenomenal. You could talk about some of the teams they might have played, or whatever way you want to sugarcoat a bad take. It is what it is. Our Philadelphia Eagles are going to the playoffs, and a big shout out to this football team, Sirianni, Howie, what he's done with this football team as well, and a big shout out to the Eagles fans who have been riding with this football team and supporting this football team, driving up the East Coast, flying across the West Coast. Sirianni talked about you, Eagle fans, being there in the stadium, being loud, showing up for your team in the middle of a pandemic, and being out there and trying to root on your birds like you know how. So I hat tip to the fan out there as well. These two fine young gentlemen over here were repping hard. How you guys feeling? I mean, you a little tired?
I'm a little bit tired, but I mean, it was all worth it. All 100% worth it. We drove down, we met at Gail's place around 6:45 yesterday. Drove down, tailgated with Philly Sports Trips. That was a good time. That set the tone for the day. And boys, let's not bury the lead here. We're in the playoffs. We are a playoff team. I absolutely love the turnaround that this team has had, whether it was Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni, whoever you want to talk about. Everybody has stepped up, has improved their game this year, whether it's in play calling, whether it's actually going out on the field and executing. No matter what happens, this team has improved. And there's just so many extra little benefits that come from this. Not only are we a playoff team, we're a playoff team that has 3 first-round picks next year. We're a playoff team that's going to continue to get better next year. And this is only year 1 of a new head coach with a year 1 starting quarterback. Bro, I'm over the moon right now. I for all the true Fourth and Jawn OGs out there, you'll remember back, if you listened back then to the 2017 season, we actually, as a group, we decided that we were not, the Eagles were on such a tear. That was the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl. They were on such a tear that we weren't going to shave our beards until we lost the playoff game. Now I'm hesitant to do so because we won the Super Bowl that year, boys. You're looking at Grizzly Adams for the next couple months.
Is that a threat?
Don't threaten me with a long beard. I'll do it.
I'm with you though, Ev. You know what I mean? We're gonna rock these things out to the very end. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I mean, everything. Another great day. First of all, shout out to all you guys tuning in right now. Appreciate all you guys from day one. Day one, from sticking with us, just like we've been sticking with these Philadelphia Eagles, all the way through. You know, the bad times up to these good times. I mean, right now we're at 7-2. We got one more game left. Not really sure about how the outcome is going to be, you know what I mean, because we're still deciding. Well, the team is still deciding on how they're going to go ahead and play this thing out on Saturday. But, I mean, look, man, we riding this thing out just like we said we would. Here representing the flower power, man. We decided to bring the ski mask out yesterday because, tell me, correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. I mean, it's like we stole another season, you know what I mean? We ended up coming out with the victory yesterday. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. It was very, very tight to the end. And Gail has some receipts on that matter. It was definitely a nail biter, you know what I mean? Because we took, like Evan mentioned, we took the ride to Washington early in the morning. We tailgated with Philly Sports Trips. Shout out to Philly Sports Trips, Vince, for holding it down. Appreciate the hospitality. And we got into the building and we took over the stadium just like we said we would. But none of that would have really mattered if we didn't pull out a victory the way we did yesterday. If you guys didn't tune into that that little huddle up that Nick Sirianni had with the team at the end of the game in the locker room, we fought to the very end. Whether we were up, whether we were down, we fight. That's what we just keep on doing. We know what we're about, and that's what we showed. We showed that yesterday. Shout out to Evan, because Evan, you made the call, man. You clearly stated this is the time. We need a mistake to happen, and I see it happening right now. And next thing you know, I mean, it was that pass. Rodney McLeod laid out for it, caught it. We were all in shock because we were all looking at each other like, "Oh shit, did he catch it?" At one point, I forgot I had a screen behind me just to see the view. I'm looking on the other side, and I really still can't see it. Then the minute I turn around, I'm like, "Oh shit, he caught that." And we went nuts. The mask came out. We took over. If you guys haven't seen the video yet, I know I haven't posted, but I'm pretty sure somebody posted it already. Me escorting the Washington Redskins fans out of the building. All right, I was helping the security guard out, get them the hell out. All right, we took over. This is our spot. You know what I mean? But again, we ended up making something happen in Washington, and it was a great outcome, man. The night couldn't have gone any better. We ended up catching up with the players at the end of the night. It was a good decision made by the three of us to stick it out and go catch up with these players. We ended up meeting, Lane Johnson, Roddy McLeod. We saw Jalen. We saw Nick Sirianni. We saw Slay. Shout out to the female who ended up getting Slay out of the bus. You know what I mean? To come and show
Slay. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's Slay. He came out and he ended up showing, all of us love. So shout out to them. Shout out to the guards and to police officers that were there chilling with us, you know what I mean? Because, they were cool. They were kind of thrown off in the beginning when we walk up with these ski masks and everything. But, I guess they saw the softer side on us when they saw the flowers on there and everything. But, I mean, again, I just don't know what else to say. But a great another, victory Sunday, from the Philadelphia Eagles.
And sorry, Gil. I was just going to say, just based off of what you were just saying about what the atmosphere was like as soon as we won that game yesterday. After we won that game yesterday, I know that there was a lot of stipulations that needed to happen in order for us to get into the playoffs. We weren't exactly locked in at 4 p.m. yesterday. But after we won that game, there was no doubt in my mind we were going to the playoffs. If you just look at what those matchups were, San Fran was going up against a Texans team that is just absolutely atrocious. I didn't doubt for a second that the Niners would lose that game. And then if that happens, all you got to worry about is the Packers beating a Kirk Cousins-less Vikings team. That was pretty much locked and loaded for me. I was in full bore playoff mode as soon as we took the dub yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I mean, just overall, there was good vibes coming from just everything that needed to happen over the last couple of weeks. The way that the team was playing, the way that the defense has been stepping up. It was a tough first half, but overall, I felt like everything was aligning. The fact that we're here and we're clinched. They clinched. It's not even like they got in the playoffs, but they clinched early. Yeah. I think that kind of surprised a lot of us as Eagle fans. But now you're thinking about the future of where this team is going, like who is going to be the opponent. Could it be the Rams? Could it be the Bucks? Like to use Evan's word, quite frankly, I don't really care. I don't really care who we're playing, because once you get into the playoffs, it's all about vibes. It's all about. It's not about who you're playing as to so much as what the identity of your football team is when you get into the playoffs. Are you hot or not? Are you riding high? Are you healthy? Is there a sense of urgency by your play? And I feel like we still have not seen the best of this Eagles offense per se, like 4 quarters of amazing play, but they're finding ways to win, and that's usually a definition of a good football team.
No matter how you get it done, you get it done. And Jalen Hurts is proven. Like, this is one thing that we talked about Jalen Hurts all year long. And what did I say? I hope the comment section can come to my back here and say it's a year-long evaluation on this guy. This is exactly why. This is why it's a year-long evaluation. We're in the playoffs. We know Jalen Hurts is a QB1. All these people that were bitching and moaning for Gardner Minshew to come in when Jalen Hurts puts together a few poor performances. This is why it's a year-long evaluation. That's why we're here. That's why we're going to the playoffs. That's why I'm fucking happy about this team.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, it doesn't get any better than this. We've been waiting patiently, for this outcome, and then they finally get it together. These guys, man, the chemistry between these players lately, man, has just been unbelievable, and they're making things happen. It starts with Jalen, he still has some work to do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to go ahead and fall back on that comment. I'm going to stick to that. But, hey, sticking it out with him, the players, they definitely build off of his enthusiasm as a quarterback, as a leadership. And it's really paying off. Hearing that him and Fletcher Cox pretty much had a conversations amongst themselves on what needed to be done, what needs, to pretty much keep a good head on the shoulders from here on out. And it's been happening, man. He's listening. Kelsey's got his back. Kelsey also had a great speech with the team the night before. I mean, these guys, like I mentioned last week, these guys are clicking, and they're clicking at the right time, and this is what we needed.
Now, something that we, are looking forward to is being healthy. There was news that just happened that a couple of the players got COVID.
A couple.
They more than a couple. I do have a list of players who were on the COVID list: Jannard Avery, Fletcher Cox, Marcus Epps, Dallas Goedert, Nate Herbig, Jordan Howard, Jason Kelsey, Vontae Maddox, Rodney McLeod, Boston Scott, Alex Singleton, and Jack Stoll. I'm sure there will be a couple more. And there's a thing with this, the way that they're testing nowadays. There's a 5-day window. Carson Wentz is able to test positive and play. Well, he tested positive, didn't he? And then everyone's like, he's going to be out of the. But that 5-day window is now allowing these. If you're going to test the players, you're going to test them today. And there's a lot of players on that list. But there was, speaking of another situation, you guys all saw it. We've all seen the situations with the Washington Stadium, FedEx Field is garbage.
Rusty bucket, yeah.
Between the doo-doo water and the stadium falling apart, we have a man that was in the thick of things, not just right in Jalen Hurts' lap. So we, shout out to Andrew. We're gonna bring him on.
Yeah,
Andrew, the man of the hour, man.
The hour,
boys, all of
What's
you guys,
up, bro?
boys, long time boys, all of us, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
You.
Thank you. Yo, by the way, I just got to get it out there. That new profile picture you got, you can't ever change that. That's just fire.
They called me in 4K, so I just got to make the best of it at this point.
You gotta own it,
man. This man is popular, man. This man is popular.
Yo, can you guys hear me fine? Like, is there like feedback?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
You're good.
Cool.
I saw one of the pictures from it was from the New York Post, and I shared it I shared it with Prime, and I was like, yo, isn't this your boy? I was like, I said, yo, you gotta see this image, because it was like
it's so
almost
fun. When you guys were walking. Yep, look.
Like
dirty. Look at that.
The fact that you're looking right at the camera. Look at the chaos in the rest of this picture. You're like, I got the gloves, bitch.
You know what's funny? Because everybody online was like trying to clown me, and they were like, "Yo, Hurts didn't give you his gloves. They're in your hand when you fell." And I'm like, right. Those gloves in my hands are Greg Ward's.
Right.
When he was running through the tunnel, he just threw both of his gloves up, and they both just hit my hand. So I was like,
Gotcha.
I already had those. So that's what that was. And then, next thing I know, everyone's giving high fives, and Jason Kelsey comes running through. I thought it was going to break, then it didn't.
I'm glad that you and everybody else was okay, because honestly, that was one thing that went through my mind a little bit later in the night, is like, how Philadelphia would it be if we are, we clinch the playoffs, all that happens after that great game, and then you guys unfortunately came down and like tore Jalen Hurts' ACL or some shit.
I'm telling you.
I'm like, oh my God, that would have been such a Philadelphia way for this season to end.
I promise you, it crossed my mind like when I was on the ground. Like when I first hit the ground, before I knew anything, I thought we all felt on him. So I like that. I mean, come on, man. You're going to keep catching me in 4K. Like.
Andrew, I'm just trying to show what an athlete
No,
Jalen Hurts is. Look at Jalen's. Look at Jalen's. He knew enough to move out of the way.
The picture is priceless, man. This is the beginning part of this year. This thing is going to last all year. Like, this is going to be the picture of the year, man. Like, I'm glad you're good, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we saw part of the images, like, especially like when you guys were going down. I saw a couple of your hands on the outskirt of that railing. Didn't know if you guys fell with the railing on your fingers or anything, man. I was just making sure that you were good. But look, at the end of the day, I see you weren't worried about shit. You were standing next to the man. You had the gloves in your hand. It looked like you were just straight still having a conversation with him. Like, yo, bro, don't even worry about it. It's all good,
And listen, no disrespect to anybody else that was there, but if you notice, the first thing everybody did was pull out their phone.
Yeah.
I didn't pull out my phone. The only thing I was worried about was whether or not if he was okay or not.
That's what's up.
Because I'm like, if I just blew this man's ACL, I'm dead. Like,
the threats would have been legit.
Because I love Jalen, always have. I'm just as big of a fan as you guys. Like, I would have hated my life if something like that would have happened. So I'm fortunate it didn't work out that way.
I'm happy it turned out the way that it did. It is crazy though, man. Something like that happened, and we've been talking. Yesterday was my first time I ever went down to Washington, and all I heard all day was about what a shithole it is.
Dude,
and between the railings being rusty, and then you watch that happen. I'm not sure if you saw how they doctored it up, but they just zip tied it, bro. That's how they just fixed it. They just put some zip ties on it and called it a day.
Unbelievable. It's funny. I tell people, I'm like, listen, and you guys know this. Like, I was born and raised in Camden, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Camden's the ghetto, bro, right? I ain't never seen some shit like that in my life. That is like crazy, dude. Zip ties for real? Like, are we for real right now? After an event like that,
I'm surprised they didn't put a Cheeto in there just to hold it down, because I mean, like you're like, what else is gonna happen to that stadium? And you have to look at the NFL and look at, like, I mean, can y'all fix the stadium? Like, you already hid the emails of Dan Snyder. Can you just at least fix the stadium so everyone else is safe?
You can legit see the rust from the outside of the stadium. Like, would it kill you to just throw some paint on it? Like, I don't. That's what I don't understand. It looks hideous.
Yeah, it's pretty bad in there, man. That was my second time there. The first time there wasn't that bad of an experience, but this time was obviously
this one's certainly more memorable. That's for sure.
Just a little bit.
We try to give Evan the heads up. You know what I mean? Like, just finding out in the very beginning of the day that this was his first trip there, giving him the heads up, like, this place is a straight toilet bowl, man. Like, I told him the rails were rusty as shit. I mean, you saw the video during the season of that pipe that ended up bursting. A couple of years ago, like, they had like these crazy ways of blocking off their seats on that upper deck part. But, it seems like they focused more on making that look more, decent than anything else in that building. Just walking through that stadium in general, like, you're looking at the ceiling, you can see a bunch of, like, it's bad, like molding and everything like that. I don't know what it's going to take for this place to get. And then I hear somebody like mention that they're now looking into relocating for Snyder to find a stadium somewhere or to find a location to put a new stadium. Like,
Mm.
damn, dude, I just don't get it. You know what I mean? You
Yep.
got all this money. You can't go ahead and put some love into this place. Like,
Yo,
Yeah.
Rome is like FedEx is basically an oversized trap house.
It's true.
Wait,
It's true.
you know what's funny, Lucky? I don't know if you might not even remember this because it happened so fast. But when you guys were walking into the game, you walked past me. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
And
we
you
were-
walked
yeah,
in.
yeah,
we were
yeah.
talking about
Do
that.
you
Yeah.
remember what you said to me? What you turned around and said to me? You looked at me right in my face and you said, "Yo, this place
Don't
is
fall
a
out of the
dump."
stands.
Yeah, don't fall
I
on the
said
stage. No, you looked right at me and you're like, "Yo, this place is a dump." And I'm
did
like,
say
"Yo,
that.
it really is." So you manifested all of that.
Oh man,
Yo,
And
yeah,
if I could come to your defense too, I've been seeing, like, I know you've been catching a lot of heat on social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you have people pushing up against. There's no way of telling that thing's gonna fall. It's not like you
Yeah.
knew that thing was gonna fall. There's just so much pressure
Right.
being pushed up on you, and there's people out here like, "Oh, you tried to hurt
I
Jalen
know,
Hurts."
I'm like,
It's like, dude, like,
I didn't plan on it.
gravity happened. What
yo,
do you
like look at Andrew's face here. Like, not only did I
put him in
take a couple, I took a couple photos, but then I zoomed in and blew it up and sent it to these guys. I'm like, bro, like here Andrew is like, bro, like,
Hey, look at that. Look at that.
like that is like he's like, how did I get here? Like I can't imagine, like it's like almost you fall into like through someone's roof and then you're like in someone else's apartment. You're like, bro, but then you wake up and you're like, Jalen Hurts is right here. Like,
hell
what's up?
yeah, man.
The liability is 100% on the stadium, man. And that's what I was saying to Gail and Prime as I was in the car. I was like, you got to make a split-second decision when that shit happens, because A, you could be sitting there and bitching and moaning about your back hurting and catch a check,
Right.
or you could pop up and see Jalen Hurts and have a memorable moment.
And he popped
Yeah,
up.
absolutely. And just for the record too, man, he was so calm and cool about that entire situation.
Mhm.
I mean, everybody was obviously, I mean, it's a scary situation no matter how you dress it up.
Absolutely.
But I mean, the only thing that he was saying to people was, "Are you okay?" I mean, he
Yeah.
was asking all of us. And I mean, you can see in the video, he gives that like little nervous smile,
Yeah.
but he
Yeah.
only gave that after everybody that like was around at the time were like, "Nah, we're straight. It's good."
That's what's up,
Like he
man.
was genuine. Like Jalen Hurts as an individual handled that situation better than the entire Washington franchise did. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty. It says a lot about the guy, man.
Preach,
yeah,
bro.
that's
And,
pretty
and
great.
someone asked, they asked Lane Johnson his feelings about Jalen Hurts, and the one thing he's like, he's never too hot, he's never too cold. He's always calm in the middle of a storm. And just I'm just like looking at the situation. I'm like, bro, he's never too animated. He's just like, he just is Jalen Hurts. And I feel like that's a testament to this whole playoff run. Like, it's been on either the arms or legs of Jalen. But he's been a common denominator in that locker room, bringing the guys together. Jalen Hurts as a player and what he's meant to the team. This didn't start like this year. It started last year. It started when he wasn't even on, he wasn't even starting. Like, the things that I've heard from some players about the relationships they've had with Jalen Hurts. This is what you're seeing on the field, but just him as his character off the field always shines through. But
I mean, we got to see a little bit of that character yesterday ourselves. You know what I mean? Like when he came out to the bus, he went, put his bag down, he came out, and he started dabbing people as he went, then went walking, back down, and was dabbing people on the way back. He was showing love,
That's awesome.
He sees the support that where they're showing him. A lot of those guys did yesterday, man. Not sure if you got to see any of the pictures, Drew, but we ended up catching up with a bunch of the players, and this was way before we found out what happened to you, man. Because when we got back, because when we got back in the car, we didn't even know what happened during the game. We didn't know what happened after the game.
Yeah.
We got back in the car. We started seeing it all over social media. And then when I saw your face in the middle of the pile, I'm like, holy shit, that's Drew.
Yeah,
and I'm like, man, I hope everybody was good. But I see everybody handled it well. There was a little issue somebody had brought out about one of the cameramans that were there. They ended up kicking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what had happened there. Like,
I didn't see that till after either. I didn't see that happen like live.
I'm not sure if you guys caught that. Any of you guys catch that?
I didn't catch that either, but I know that the cameraman had a rough day yesterday. I mean, Seals Jones went into the wall. He ended up like knocking out. I felt bad for that camera dude, bro. Like, Seals Jones goes into the wall. I haven't heard any news yet. I hope he's okay because it looked pretty serious. But he ended up knocking out this cameraman. and nobody helped the cameraman until Seals Jones was on the stretcher and left the field. And then everyone was like, oh, yeah, you're hurt too. And then I'm like, yo, dude's been unconscious for like 2 minutes.
Don't forget, once he got up, the fans gave him a standing ovation.
Oh, he got a huge standing ovation, dude. Yeah.
He threw his hands up like, yeah. That was cool. Yeah, man, but we didn't know that happened to you until we got in the car.
That's crazy. I didn't even see you guys catch up on anybody. I missed that too. I mean, my phone's been like nonstop. But
yeah. So are you going on the interview tour yet? I mean,
oh my
he's already on the 4th of Jawn interview tour.
Yeah, he's racking them up. He's racking them up.
This ain't even my last one tonight. I got it. It's crazy. But real quick though, if I can, I want to clarify 3 things for people on this podcast to give everybody peace of mind. All right.
Appreciate you. That's what's up.
The first one is that I'm vaccinated fully. All right. Because everyone's saying now, with this whole COVID thing that I did. Listen, I'm fully vaccinated, right? I tested negative on Christmas Eve because I didn't want to kill grandma, right? I tested negative on Christmas Eve, and I tested negative the morning of the game because there was 10 of us that were supposed to go to that game. Only 9 of us went. The one kid that lives a little bit further away from us that we haven't seen tested positive, and we would not let him come.
Gotcha.
Right?
Nice.
All right. So I test negative, fully vaccinated. And for everybody that was hating, these are not pubes glued on my face. This is my face. That's the third thing I want to say. These are actual, like, a fail attempt at a beard. They're not pubes glued on.
Hey, one day you can get here, bro.
Yeah, I didn't think really hard, yeah.
We should do a Manscaped review right now just for the hell of it because you're talking about beards. No.
I got caught in 4K and everyone's like, yo, what is that, a filter? What are you, like, sick? I'm like, bro, come on. Really? Like,
they really know how to pinpoint shit, bro.
Right. I'm like, man, you guys are ruthless, bro. Like,
I seen them talking about your eyebrows too, bro.
Yeah, the one guy's like, yo, nice threaded eyebrows. I'm like, hey, thanks, I guess. I don't know. Bro, my fault.
Man,
trying to look good,
no, yo. These are the kind of moments that you can't even plan in like our last episode. We just talked about when you show up, moments happen. Like we were there, like 2 years ago, and then they fell in our laps. Like you fell in someone's lap this year, and it's like it's crazy that you go and you have these experiences being at the game. And shout out to Sirianni, man. He said it was imperative that Eagle fans show up.
Yep.
And hat tip to you for showing up with your peoples and rooting on the squad like you know how.
Yeah, man. I think a lot of people owe him an apology and Jalen because I mean I've kept receipts all year, and all year I've had people in my ear because I mean I'm lucky. I know you know, but I've been a Jalen Hurts fan for in college. I mean, for Christmas last year, my girlfriend got me his the elite jersey, the number 2 Jalen Hurts jersey. I've been rocking that thing. I was wearing that when Wentz was still starting. You know what I'm saying? So I've been a huge Hurts fan since the start. So I mean, I've been saying it, man. I just think everybody needs to just appreciate what's going on right now.
So are you happy now that he's kind of been established officially as the QB1 moving into next year, and we could focus those 3 first-round picks on something other than the quarterback position and really put some pieces around him?
I just popped up on my screen, made me all happy.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for real though. I mean, I'm tired of hearing about quarterback controversy. I mean, this town, that's the basis of Philadelphia is quarterback controversy, and I'm like, man, just stop, please.
No, it's great that a lot of fans, some people are coming around to the idea, like, and you're like, yo, we are in the playoffs. You are an Eagle fan. It's okay to be happy about the situation. It's okay to support your team and support your quarterback. I don't know what else you want him to do. We've been watching the development week in, week out. The fact that he has his legs, that one play that the pocket collapsed. There's things that Jalen does with his legs that I'd say.
Yo, he gets freaky, bro.
90% of the quarterbacks can't do.
He gets fucking freaky. He's not. This is a point that I wanted to bring up too, because he's quick, but he's not the fastest quarterback. There's definitely like some faster quarterbacks out there, but as far as elusiveness, as far as being able to cut and make somebody miss, there's not many quarterbacks in the game that can do it like him. I 100% believe that.
I agree.
Yeah, he had a sick juke move yesterday that really.
It's not his first one either.
No, but it definitely wowed the crowd yesterday. You heard a lot of wow yesterday about that.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. I mean, hey, I'm with you with the whole Jalen. sticking it out with him. You know, I mean, he's our QB1. Why not? I mean, now we like Evan mentioned, we could go ahead and focus on defense, or strengthening up our defense for next season. I know that's us fans. That's what we want, but at the end of the day, we know
it's about what Howie wants.
Right, what Howie wants. Right.
Yeah, and that's so unpredictable at this point that I'm just like, I'm out of it.
Yeah.
Now, what else is unpredictable is like, who we're gonna, like you don't know who we're gonna play yet. It's still 50-50. Could be the Bucks. Could be the Rams.
Yeah.
I know you're a traveler now. Wherever the Eagles do land, are you going to travel and feel safely about going to the next stadium?
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. That's all I'm going to say. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I would like to, but if the cards fall right, maybe.
Absolutely.
Out of LA and the Bucks, who would you like to see?
Oh, I'd rather see. I think I'd do LA.
Be honest, they're both really fun cities. Seem like really fun cities.
I mean, are we talking like opponent wise or city wise?
Well, let's start with let's start with city wise, and then what I mean.
All right, I'm gonna do LA because I love LA, and I did you go to the LA trip a couple years ago?
They were there.
Gail went. I went to Carson City, not LA.
Okay, yeah, that LA road trip a couple of years ago when it was the game Carson tore his ACL.
Yep, that
was like the funnest game of my life. That was so much fun. I loved it out there. We did everything on the beach. It was just a good time, all of it. So I would say LA. I would rather do LA.
I started thinking about that. I mean, that Venice, like being on Venice, just chilling on the beach. Like I had a great time, man. Like of all trips, to say it was one of the best trips, even though Wentz got hurt. Like I still believed in Nick Foles. I was like Foles to the bowl. Then I stuck with that. But just being out in LA would be cool with a bunch of rabid Eagle fans. I mean, Tampa would be kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I think
still good weather.
The most important thing is that I think that, I mean, they're both strong teams, but the important thing is that we're getting hot at the right time. We're heading into the playoffs with a full head of steam, and that's exactly what you need. I mean, I'm not trying to say that we're that Giants team that's going to take down an undefeated Patriots team, but that shit has happened before, bro. That shit has happened before. I've seen crazier things happen.
Records don't mean shit when you make it to the playoffs. I'd rather play a team that hasn't lost a game than a team who's hot.
Yep.
Like I don't want to play that hot team, man, because now they're just rolling. You got that
100%.
momentum. It's just
100%.
not. I wouldn't.
We're that hot team with momentum right now.
Yep. I wouldn't.
So anyone else got to come up against us.
Yep. Exactly. You got it.
Well, look at the Titans team that got into the playoffs. Titans with the strong running game. They were, people were taking them lightly, and they made some. They made some waves in the playoffs. So it's about. There's a quote that Lane Johnson said. He talked about he's like, we got invited to the dance. It's time to dance. You know what I mean? I was like, that's perfect. Like,
that's it.
You're in the dance. Time to dance. This it's put up or shut up. And the jaded Eagle fans who aren't excited, whatever. It's about these players who have worked this whole season. They've come back from mental health issues. They've come back from injury. They've come back from a myriad things. Rodney McLeod, who had a torn ACL, is the leader of the football team. He's coming here making a big play week after week now. This is what it's about. And it's about these players connecting at the right time and gelling at the right time. And we still have not seen the best. They mentioned it as well. They haven't seen their best yet. So if they put all that in one game in the playoff, like make it be the playoffs. Make it be the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait.
Oh no, we're definitely excited, man.
I can't wait, man.
And to be honest with you, what's driving me crazy is kind of what the temperament of the timeline on Twitter has been today. Like I am on cloud 9. We're going into the playoffs. It's gravy right now. Like this is all unexpected benefit right now. This is all stuff I didn't expect to happen this year. And the fact that we're even in the playoffs makes me happy. But everyone got caught up today on the timeline just talking about, stop calling out people for their bullshit fucking tweets from months ago. It's like, shut that. Just enjoy the moment. Bask in the fact that we're going to the playoffs. There's really no reason to be complaining today.
No,
like the fact that you don't want experience for your potential franchise QB. You don't want experience for your head coach, your defensive coordinator, all the young guys on the squad, Devontae Smith. This is like take off the training wheels. They are learning as they go, and what better place to learn than in playoffs? Build off these opportunities, and you never know. You never know in the playoffs, man. That's the thing. What it is, like people, like I try to. This is how I try to live life. It's like living in the moment. So like, I try to, I'm not going to out here and preach to any Eagle fan how you need to be, but I'm just saying like, enjoy yourself. It's Victory Monday. It's not even like it's Victory Monday.
The proof is in the pudding, dude. I mean, I think the four of us could say we pretty much lived our life yesterday. We were living our life. You got one falling into jail in here. Lap. You got us. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're sending people out of the stadium. We're throwing on the ski mask. We're meeting up with our players at the end of the game. I mean, we couldn't have gone any better. Man. Oh, we even had a great dinner last night. Oh, man, like this.
We did.
Had some steak. Had some steak.
We celebrated
by going out and getting steak, man.
That is awesome.
Oh man,
that's great.
It was a great night, bro. It was a great night. But look, man, I'm glad you're good. I'm glad everybody else that took that trouble is good as well. And I couldn't have happened to a better person, bro. For real.
Come on, man.
Come on, dude. You couldn't have happened to a better person, man. That's my dude right over there.
People love you already, man.
Yeah. They're even asking to make an appearance if you got time, if you're going to be at the game on Saturday. Swing on through the tailgate.
Oh yeah,
I'll come through. Definitely.
Please come through.
You're gonna ice your hand too, because you're gonna have to sign some autographs, bro.
Yeah. Hey Andrew, if I blow this picture up, will you sign it?
Come on, bro. Will I sign it? How big's the marker? You got a big enough marker for me? I want that thing like 6 foot by 8 foot.
Yo, I will post that on my desk. I'll be like, yeah, see that guy?
Yo, please.
Legend.
And yes, whoever just commented that, facts. That is the best tailgate ever. You guys do it right, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
You guys are the best.
I appreciate you jumping on, man. I know
man.
you're doing.
We know you got a busy night, man.
He's got a busy night ahead of you.
Yeah, I'm about to go hop on a line with TMZ right now.
No shit.
Yeah, swear to God.
Thank you for stopping by us first and giving us the exclusive scoop.
Of course, man. Thank you, guys.
All right, bro. We'll see you on Saturday. Hope to see you Saturday, man.
Saturday, guys. Thank you, guys.
Go
Birds.
Go Birds.
Take it easy, fellas.
That was awesome, man.
That was great, bro.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Like showing up to a game, living out these moments. You never know what's gonna happen. And for Andrew, that's just like. I'm glad he's okay. Glad he's okay. Like I watched that from every single different angle.
Yeah, man.
Of those people falling and just everyone's reaction. I seen one dude, he hit his head on the wall a little bit.
Yeah.
Bro,
it looked like everybody ended up walking away all right. So that's the most important thing. But Andrew getting his like he is legit this year's Go Birds kid. Is he not? Like he is this year's Eagles meme now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, it couldn't happen to anybody better. I mean, the fact that everybody's good and he had a great time like the rest of us. I mean, like we said earlier, man, we were all living our lives, bro. Living our lives.
I shout out to Further AM. He said, "Did you see Hurts is not Eagles' youngest QB in Eagles history at age of 23 years old. McNabb is now second with 24 years old." All right.
What? I'm confused with that.
Sir, this is the youngest Eagle. All right. We'll have to clarify there. I was reading the teleprompter, basically.
You're reading the teleprompter, not registering any of it.
Yeah, Further A, you're gonna have to shoot that again. Alexis says, shout out to Alexis, man. Shout out to you and your family and the newborn. He says he is living the life, the fan life. Yeah. I mean, that's that. Like as we were driving back on the way home last night, I just started to think about.
Or after Prime was sleeping.
After he was sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Rewind. What do you wait? I was took a little nap.
No, I said as I was driving home yesterday, I started to think about just the whole season in general, because you're trying to put things in perspective, and just the fact that we're on the road. Like I remember the trip driving down to Atlanta with Prime. He was still sleeping. And the trips from Carolina, just like the fact that we go back to MetLife after they lose to the Giants. You're like, they're playing the Jets, and people are just like, why would you go do a tailgate and just like, why would you go to these games? And like, again, they mean a lot to some people. Some people, when you support your team, the whole thing about supporting your team through thick and thin is a thing for some Eagle fans. Some people are just like, they catch a couple L's that wash their hands
It's
with
about
the team.
It's about the passion, bro. The passion the three of us have for this squad. I mean, that's what it's about. It's about the passion. We give them, you will give it right back to them. We're there. I mean, I'm waiting for that day when these guys just start recognizing these three faces because we're there all the time. Like, that's just the thing. The minute they start calling us by Prime, Gail, or Evan, I mean, hey, we made it. We made it.
What's funny is that we're sitting there in front of the buses as the Eagles are loading up and everybody, and I exactly what you're saying, Prime. But we're all sitting there with the Eagles flowers mascots. Like, ain't nobody can.
Yeah, because like when you guys called over to Rick Lovato,
we're Rick on the show before. I'm like, yo, Ricky! I'm yelling out to him. He's looking at us like, he's fucking weirdos.
I thought the same thing, because Rick actually liked I posted a photo on IG and he liked it. And I was like, I wonder if he realized we were screaming at him. We had the mask on. Like, I'm like, like I look over at Ev in Prime and I was like, yo, man, I got a ski mask on with flowers.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here.
That. I'm like, I think you think that maybe he didn't recognize us because we had these masks.
Well, what's funny is that there was a security guard. So when Lane Johnson came over and I took a selfie with Lane, and the security guards, like the security was like on top of these guys as they were with the fans and everything, making sure nothing sly happened. And Lane Johnson comes over. I'm taking a selfie with him. And the security guard goes, "Really? With the ski mask on?" I'm like, "Fucking right with the ski mask on, bro." The fuck.
The fact that they had their security guards out there with sanitizer, so they went and shook hands. I got to dap it. You get a moment, you get to dap it up with Hurts. Hurts is super cool. First of all, the Mitchell Ness jacket, fire.
Fire.
I don't know if it is that.
Yo, he stole the show, bro. Like you looked at how all the other guys are dressed, and you're like, oh, this guy, the fucking Mitchell and Ness.
I was like, yeah.
I gotta give a shout out to JJ Arcega-Whiteside. I know,
that was a cool moment.
But the moment started with him. I have this lady tapping me on the shoulders, and she's like, "Excuse me, do you mind if I can get in there?" And I'm looking at her. I'm like, "Who you here for?" She's like, "Well, JJ Arcega-Whiteside is my son." I didn't ask no more questions. I moved to the side, and they had their moments. He looks like he had his girlfriend there, a couple family members, his mom. It got to one point where I was like, "Mom, you're kind of killing my vibe here. Like, you're in the way." Like, and JJ
they were there for a minute, bro.
Yeah, JJ laughed and he was like, "Nah, man, I really appreciate it." I was like, "Nah, all jokes aside, man. Of course, it's your mom's." And so it was a moment there. And then I recall this young fella. Matter of fact, it turns out it was also one that fell at yesterday's game. He was the one wearing the Eagles helmet. Okay. All right. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He came up to JJ Arcega-Whiteside, and if I'm not probably
that was a dude that fell,
right, and I'm not going to catch it word for word, but props to this kid because he straight up went to JJ and was like, don't give up. You know what I mean? Keep grinding. You got the haters out there, and look, we all come down. I'm at fault, but it was just cool hearing that from a young fella, giving him, this moment, this advice and everything, like keep your head up, keep keep going out there and grinding every day. Yeah. And he took that and he was like, man, for sure. And the dude's attitude, the rest of the way was just so cool. Like JJ Arcega-Whiteside was, real cool, calm, collective dude yesterday. And that was pretty cool. And then, like I said, it started the momentum because then as the players were coming along, everybody just took the time to come and show us love. We got love from Boston Scott, Lane Johnson, Rodney McLeod. Slay was a little hesitant at first, but then he eventually came out, showed us a few of us some love. Jalen Hurts showed us love. Nick Sirianni, man, that was cool. Getting to meet the coach, getting to see him. He saw the flower power, so I mean that was a moment. I mean, I kept on yelling at Gail, make sure you mention the flower power.
Well, Boston Scott mentioned that as well.
No.
He was loving it. Boston Scott was talking about
No,
'cause he came up. He's like, "Oh, what's with the flowers? Like, you got to water the garden, bro. You got to fertilize." He just started laughing.
no. I go to see Rayon. I was like, "Yo, man, we all about the flower power. We're here to support, man." And he's like, "Oh, man!" In the photo, he starts laughing. But I think I have it here. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's here. He's here laughing. No, it was a good time, man. It's just something that we won't forget. But that you were talking. I'll go back to Jawn.
Yeah.
That moment where he's sitting there with his mom, right? And we on the timeline, you probably seen people, put that meme out there of his mom holding the umbrella with the
Not even on the timeline. We've had it on this show.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, you've seen that meme out there and people make, they make light of it. And then, I mean, you get perspective when you're sitting next to his mom and you see the relationship that they have. And as much as, it's just a caring mom, just there for her son. And, things get taken out of context, but either way, mom and son moment that they had after the game was cool. And she whispered something in his ear, and you could just tell it was a moment. And then I went back to that meme. I was like, you know what? Things get taken out of context. Shout out to Jawn and his mom.
So. No, I completely agree with everything you just said, Gail. I mean, that was you were mentioning that to me. We were talking about it in the car ride home, and you're right. I mean, you look back and like we kind of held that picture of him with the umbrella over his head for quite some time, just because he wasn't performing up to our standards. And I'm not sitting here saying that we're Jawn stands by any means now, but it just put that whole photo with the umbrella and all that and all the shit talk in a whole different perspective when you're sitting there with his family, with his girlfriend. And I'm sitting there in my mind and I'm thinking, I was like, you know what? Like, I've talked crap on Jawn before, but I'm standing right in front of the man. I'm standing here with my family. I'm praying to God that nobody says some foul shit. Because that's like, it's just distasteful. If you're sitting there and you're saying some foul shit in front of his family, it's gross, bro. Like, don't be like that,
bro.
And thankfully, nobody said anything like that. Yeah. It was all good. And I completely agree that it just puts everything in different perspective.
Yeah, you couldn't have said that any better. It's the truth though, man. Because it was like a damn moment for me. Like here, I'm staring at this kid that I've been pretty much coming down all season about, even last season, with the picture as well. And then like just seeing him having that moment with his mom, like, dude, you know what I mean? By all means, have it. Like I was getting out of the way when the pictures were being taken, and he dapped me like 3 times, just saying, "Yo, I appreciate that. I appreciate that." You know, I mean, like, hey, we're passionate fans, but we respect at the same time. You're human beings. You know what I mean? You're just like us. So I get it. You know, I definitely wouldn't have went that far, but that was in the back of my mind too. Like, I hope there isn't an asshole in this crowd that's going to come out sideways to this dude. And luckily, you know, and thankfully that didn't happen. Exactly. We did have some clowns in the crowd that, you know, kind of were like messing it up a little bit for us. And the security guards were, you know, giving them the eye and all that stuff. But luckily they calmed down. So, but, you know, we were just there showing respect. And at the end of the day, you know, you respect them. They show the same respect in return. And, you know, that was the turnout for it.
Speaking of being up in the stands, too, and talking about Andrew and Fawn and all that, that wasn't the first collapse of that day. I'm not sure if you guys remembered. I'm thankful he was okay. But there was a guy that was like right next to our row. And I'm not sure.
He fell flat on his face.
He fell flat on his face. He fell down like 5 stairs, and this guy was like plus.
I didn't even know if he was going to get up. I thought he was out,
dude. Well, I just saw his leg. He was face first. I just saw his leg straight up in the air. I'm oh my god, what the fuck is going on over there?
Yeah, the one guy.
Thankfully, he was okay, but that stadium is a goddamn death trap, dude.
It definitely is, man. But it was funny because he gets up, he gives us the thumbs up. And then he walks all the way down, realizing that his seat was actually next to us. Yeah. So he needed a moment. He went down, came back up. And then the crazy part about it is that I remember him going down with 2 beers. He comes back up with 3 beers.
Yo, man's had too much to drink. Man's
Yeah.
had too much to drink.
He was having a good time, man. Hey, I get it. I get it.
Now going back to the game, there's moments in the game where it was tense, man. Like, the one, refs be making bad calls, but the ref that called threw the flag on Avante Maddox for that play, I felt like there's times when it's just like it's egregious and it's like everybody can see it, and then they throw it up on the Jumbotron and you're like, are you trying to like make this game close? Because that was nowhere even close to a penalty, and you're like these ticky-tack these calls can affect games. But Josh Sweat talked about, Avante Maddox saying that, like, he's the kind of guy that has a short-term memory. Like, he after he was like, after a bad play, he comes back and makes a great play, and that's what you have to do in those situations. Have a heart of a lion and have a short-term memory, and thank God for that. You know what I mean? But that was a shitty call, man.
It was, but ultimately, I mean, we prevailed. The refs tried holding us down with a few of those calls, but the scoreboard was what the scoreboard was at the end of the game.
I couldn't stop swearing though, man, when that flag came out.
Yeah,
I was livid, bro. Like the guy that was sitting next to me was there with his daughter, and he was a Washington fan. And I was hearing this guy's mouth the whole first half. And so when I came back, I told Gail, I told Evan, I was like, yo, man, I got to go take a walk because I'm struggling to stay up. I was tired. Real talk, I was tired. I was like, I'm going to go take a walk. And then I just thought to myself, I did this last week with Gail. We took a walk, halftime. We had a conversation. We came back, different outcome. Same results. Same fucking results, man. And I can't be more happier the fact that, that's just the outcome that we're getting now. I hated it's the second half, but you know what? Hey, listen, I'll take it any day. But yeah, just coming back as I'm walking back into the row, I literally looked to the dude and I said, listen, I heard your mouth the whole first half. You're going to fucking hear my mouth this whole second half. I'm going to find a way. I don't care how, but they gave me a way. They gave me a reason. And but there was like about 2 or 3 bad calls that half. We had the one pass interference that they never even called on Dallas Goedert. That was bad. I mean, the guy literally held his arm back. It was just, but hey, it came down to the very end, man. And Roddy McLeod saved the day.
Saved the day again. And honestly, like, I am curious, and all the people in the comment section too, like, was there less concern this past game when the Eagles came out kind of flat in the first half? Just based off the fact that that's kind of how we've been rolling for the past few games. Like, was there that level of concern, or were you just sitting there like, yeah, this is what the Eagles do. We're a second half team. That's why I kept on telling people that when we were in the stands, when you guys came back from halftime and everything, I was like, we're second half team. We're second half team. I just kept repeating that. That's all we are. The second half team.
Now, while I'm watching the game, like, there's
for
moments
the season too. We're a second half season team.
I'm watching the game and I'm like, you can collectively feel everybody clinch up, like, and I'm like, I mean, is this because you try to take a gauge of like, is it just me, or is it like, am I the only guy feeling a certain way? But I got a photo here.
I knew he was gonna bring it out.
I got a photo here if I could bring it up real quick. Like, I had it queued up, but we got too much stuff here in the queue. But so I look over and just to gauge if I'm the only one nervous right now. And this picture right here, for those who are listening, you'll have to watch the live feed or go back and subscribe to our YouTube channel or Facebook or whatever. But here's a picture of Evan. They have no idea that I'm snapping this photo, but like collectively tight. Look at Prime. He looked like his son's face when he scolds him for leaving a toy on the floor or something. Evan, he's like questioning life right at the second. He's like,
I woke up at 4:30 for this shit.
And I'm like, I guess we're all collectively in the feels right now and that was right before the big play.
Yeah, bro. I look at Evan and I said, Evan, I'm sweating. I can't stop sweating, bro. Like I'm so fucking nervous right now. Like it was bad, man. It really was, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we were definitely both feeling it. I mean, just look around that stadium. Everybody sitting there, Vince, dude behind him, everybody is just completely locked in. That big guy that was telling us, where we're the usher for the section, he's looking the other direction because he don't want to see the beatdowns about to happen.
Oh, that man's was talking mad
he
shit.
was talking. That's why I feel comfortable talking shit right now, because that guy was talking hella shit, bro.
When I was escorting those Redskins fans out, I started yelling at him, "Yo, do your fucking job. Get them down." He wasn't budging. He wasn't budging then.
Oh man. I mean, collectively we're all nervous and real. Shout out to all the people that came with us on that Philly sports trips. It was Allie, it was Chris, it was Helene. Who else was over there?
Chris, bro.
Mark
Oh,
came.
Chris,
Shout out to Mark.
Yep.
And then E was over there as well. Just
the Kresslers were there as well, both Zach and Jim.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a an exercise of the mind and the mentals. I'm reflecting now, and then today I had the day off. I realized that my job actually gave us the day off today. So I woke up and I was like, damn, I got to go back to work after all this. Having a great time. And then I look and I'm like, oh, I got today off. So today has been like a full mental, just looking back on yesterday and appreciating the opportunity to actually go. So, I mean, if you guys are crazy, now, if you like, backup ball, we could be watching a lot of backups play on Saturday. And the game has been flexed to Saturday. So if you guys are out there wanting to tailgate, this is an opportunity for a night tailgate. I don't know if you remember the Christmas
Jawn to close out the year, bro.
It should be a good time, man. And it's just an opportunity to enjoy the vibes, man. Enjoy the vibes. Playoff vibes.
We're going to get more details on the gates opening up and everything later on during the week, correct?
Yeah, I know people are asking. I think it's always going to be 6 hours before the game starts.
We're getting some snow Friday night too.
Oh my God, this could be. I think the McCabe's might have to come down. I know last time they came down from New Hampshire, they had a little, the roads were a little slippery, but if you can be safe and get here, we'd love to see you guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I am excited to watch some football on Saturday.
How about the excitement from that dinner though? Like, let's talk about the dinner though. I tore that shit up, bro.
Yo, that shit was gone.
I looked
up and your steak was gone, dude.
These two don't know
Gail just look at each other like, damn, bro.
These two don't know how prime rolls when it comes to food, man.
Yeah.
I ordered me that sirloin 8-ounce yesterday, medium well with the 2 sides of mashed potatoes, not one but 2 sides.
Wow.
All right. I made it very clear to them, if you guys don't start digging into this bread here, I'm gonna eat this shit. And they saw it for themselves. I kept on digging in the bread.
You had like 6 pieces of bread.
And then what else? Yeah, spicy bites.
Yeah, I've never seen a man, but I've never seen a man threaten us about like, yo,
eat the
I'm about
fucking
to take
bread,
all this
bro.
bread. I like bread. I don't know how you. I'm about to kill the rest
like
of this
my
bread,
brains, bro.
I was like, who doesn't like bread before any? Like, I love bread. I was like, I tell him, I was like, you're talking to the man who on road trips buys a whole bag of Hawaiian bread and eats it.
I felt like my man off of whatchamacallit, you gonna eat your cornbread. Y'all were playing around too damn much, man. Stop talking and goddamn
the way that you eat your steak is being brought up in the chat.
Hey,
I'm a medium guy. I used to be a well done guy, but
yeah,
Glad you came around.
I grew up. I grew up. I grew up. Like I said I ordered because everybody like gets their own appetizer or whatever they want. I ordered some mushrooms, and these guys are like, "Yo, you just gonna order?" No, listen, they're like,
tell the story.
Get out of here! I'm getting appetizers. I said I'll take some stuffed mushrooms, and they're like, You just gonna order stuffed mushroom? You don't even know if we like these.
Except that's not how it happened.
That's
Like
not
you're telling it wrong. The conversation was, should we get an appetizer? You turn around to the waitress and go, can we get some stuffed mushrooms? And
No,
I'm like,
no, not even. Can I get some stuff?
yeah. I was like, that's such a niche thing, bro. Like, who the
I
fuck?
wanted
Like
to throw. I wanted to throw the goddamn menu at you, like, bro. You only thinking about yourself? Like, what the hell? I don't want no goddamn mushrooms.
It's okay. Get whatever you want, bro.
And then we got our spicy bites. We, as in me and Evan, because we thought about each other. Evan,
Yeah.
would you like some
I was like,
spicy
yo,
bites,
you want
bro?
to split something?
Yeah, let's split the spicy bites. And then this guy got the nerve to go digging in our shit after he ordered.
See, now it's our.
It's our. All right, unlike you, where you just told the
yeah. No, but
did
anyone talk about the extra serving of mashed potatoes you ordered?
I'm
You didn't share?
That was
You
on
didn't
his
sh-
plate. It was his
share?
plate.
My plate. Thank you, Evan. It's my plate. My plate.
You
All right,
tell
and
me,
then
you gonna tell me I can't order mushrooms? Like, who
You
the
can
fuck are
order
you?
mushrooms, but that, like, the way that it happened, you're
You
telling it
started off.
completely different.
Yeah,
You're telling
bro.
it completely different from how it
Nobody's
happened. It was,
saying you
you guys
can't
want
order
appetizers?
mushrooms.
Yeah, we'll get the mushrooms.
But once again, he didn't say we. He said
Yeah.
we.
I.
Okay.
I know you don't.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
said,
This-
can I?
You
get
don't,
mushrooms?"
because bro, we're talking to the people that have never been to a Thai restaurant over here.
Oh.
Hey!
Gail, did you try hot
There
sauce
we
on
go.
fucking eggs yet?
Yeah.
I did.
Get the
Tell
hell outta
Prime.
here.
Tell Prime.
Yeah, it's only took you, what, 45 years?
Yo, man.
Never
stop
been
that
to a
shit.
Thai restaurant.
We ended up going to Lone Star. We
Longhorn
surprisingly
Steakhouse.
was it? I'm sorry, Longhorn.
Longhorn.
Longhorn. Damn, my bad.
Hey, just say that was just for reference. I'm never gonna share mashed potatoes with another guy. Okay. I'm just saying, like, you can order whatever you want, but I'm like, I was like, y'all ever had Brussels sprouts? Oh, you can hold it over my head too? Like, I said, I just ordered Brussels
The
sprouts.
man told you you're not going to change his mind either. He
I
clearly.
just asked him kindly. I was like, yo, you ever try Brussels? Don't what? I said, yo, I'm just saying. I'm just ordering Brussels sprouts because I'm getting old. I need
You have
roughage
to
in my life.
understand my sensitivity, bro. I mean, I it's just a constant barrage of, have you had Ecuadorian food? Have you had Thai food? Try these fucking Brussels sprouts. That's what I get.
I wasn't even asking you to try. I was like, bro, come on, man.
Want to know how I know that we passed the hour mark?
We're talking about food.
Talking
about
about food, baby.
We have not eaten dinner. I know none of us have eaten dinner. Shout out to the ladies that help support in the background. You know, because you know what I'm saying.
Hey, man, she silenced the crowd like you guys asked for earlier, right?
You did a tremendous job. Autumn, thank you.
Also, want to just shout everybody out in the chat. Just appreciate you guys showing up, whether it's at tailgates, whether it's at games. I know we've met a ton of you all throughout the season, and some have been just always showing up. So we always appreciate it. I know this episode was really a lot of vibes. The fact that we got Andrew on today, you know, that was amazing. I mean, still, Andrew, this picture will forever be remembered in my heart.
Absolutely,
like see the clinch of the hand, like he still got it.
See how he's using that dude's ass as a pillow?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were talking about the ass, to clinch the ass, or
Yeah, but when you look at wide shot and then you go tight, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this picture could go in different ways, in so many ways.
Oh yeah.
But shout out to Andrew for joining us. I mean, that was cool of him to talk about his experience. It was a pleasure to have him on before he jumped on TMZ.
Gave us the exclusive scoop.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, "Yo, is this your boy? This is the dude you just talked to." I'm like, again, you never know what's gonna happen. Any last words before we get out of here? I know we should. Yeah, you know, it's playoff week, man. Like, we should have more shows this week.
Oh, I'm in.
Just rando shows. It's a playoff setting.
I'm in.
Why not?
Prime. As long as
Why
you get,
not?
you might want to ask someone first before you just go out here and just, yeah, we'll do some more shows before Saturday. You know,
All right.
any last words, Prom? I'll let you go first.
Hey man, we were in the playoffs. This is what we wanted. And this is what we get. Excited. Still waiting for the outcome. Either way, whoever it is, we're gonna play our hearts out, and we're just gonna keep on supporting them like we have been all year. So with that being said, you know what I mean, stay tuned. Make sure you guys stay tuned for all the information for Saturday's tailgate. We'll keep you guys updated. Just please bear with us. You know what I mean? We live our everyday lives like you guys do. We'll try to get back to you. I think we've been more than enough fair on reaching out to everybody as best as we can. So, you know, we will definitely get you that information. As soon as we get it, you'll have it. But looking forward to Saturday night, man.
Yeah, I just want to I agree with you, man. It's kind of fitting that I really love these night games and these night tailgates, and to be able to end the year playing Dallas in a game that, I mean, we're in the playoffs regardless, doesn't really matter, but we're playing Dallas and we got Club Jawn, so that's going to be a great night. From the moment we get into the parking lot, from the moment we walk out of the stadium, there's no stress. It's going to be a nice, relaxing tailgate. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to just partying, celebrating, and seeing all you guys down there. So thank you for listening, and go Birds.
Yeah, I feel like right now I'm riding on vibes. I'm just soaking it all in, doing the backstroke in it. Our team is in the playoffs. Whether you listen to national pundits, you listen to local media who trash the team, don't really support the team, try to get hot takes out of you, regardless of, you know, all you fans that overcame all the BS on the timeline, didn't click on the clickbait, supported the squad. I think this is an opportunity just to enjoy yourself. If you come to the tailgate, enjoy yourself. Have a beer on Bud Light. Shout out to Bud Light. Shout out to Tina from Conshohocken Bakery. Just shout out to everyone who's been riding with the tailgates and just having a good time overall.
Chef Evan, Chef
Evan, Chef Alex,
Master
well.
Chef. Master.
Just shout out to everybody, man. I feel like it's just an opportunity just to ride off vibes, man. Can we have a clinch party? You know? Clinch the playoffs. Yeah.
I'm in.
I already talked to Lowski. Yeah. Everything's good. This is like, shout out to Lowski as well, who's again, you know, bringing the vibes. He's like, yo, I gotta spin at another venue, and he is spinning at our tailgate and then going to his venue. So he's doing 2 parties in one night, and he's just like, wouldn't miss it. So
nice.
Shout out to Lowski.
Yo, Meanie, if you are around, come and join us on Saturday night, bro.
Would love to see you down there, bro.
Definitely would love to see you down there, man. Because I'm with you. If Minshew plays and he beats the Cowboys, they ain't going to hear the last of that.
I will make sure you get a cheesesteak, sir. You find your way down there.
Hey, if Meanie, if you want to go to a Korean barbecue, we'd love to take you to Korean barbecue. I know Evan and Prime to say they ain't gonna go back. I didn't say nothing like that.
I'm a pro Korean barbecue. What is it?
Bulgogi. Evan's like, don't let the bulgogi touch chicken, man. You just can't mix the meats.
You can't. No, it's not about that. You can't have raw chicken touching shit you're about to eat. I say you get salmonella,
bro. Master Chef. Listen to the Master Chef. All right, come on, Gail. Stop. But listen, I like the idea that somebody had mentioned earlier. Maybe, you know, next time we go out to eat, go live, do a little live.
I'd be about it.
I'll show everybody how you bums eat compared to me.
you could have Prime eating as a vine, bro. It's just done in 6 seconds.
Yo, if you've never ridden in a car on a road trip,
oh, here we go, man.
12 hours. This man will eat pork rinds for about 2 hours of that road trip. So if you have never
blow out his hands the next 10.
So if you
eat the rest of the way.
If you never heard another man eat pork rinds for 2 hours on a road trip,
hey.
I said, yeah, are you really eating them? He's like, it's amazing. I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah. it's definitely we went off the rails, and that's usually a good sign that we're feeling relaxed, feeling good. We talked about our birds, we got it off our chest. We'll see you guys soon. We'll see you in the next episode. As always, fly, Eagles, fly.
Playoffs.
Playoff.